pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Tri-Creek School Corporation of Students, Staff, and Community endeavor for high achievement and exceptional growth. Innovative and equitable programming help to build upon strong community pride and provide all students with well-rounded experiences to prepare students for future successes.
Very, very close.
I'm going to challenge you all.
I'll fold up like a lawn chair.
Once I get it, we then play tag your it.
Was that like that spelling bee thing or whatever?
Yeah, right.
I'll fold up real quick. All right, welcome everybody. Hey, you should like that. Alrighty, is there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
We have none.
Alrighty. Public comment, we don't have any. Superintendent's report.
Yeah, so we have recently on the personnel report, you'll see that we had 2 resignations. Again, the message in the referendum campaign that we indicated with a failed referendum will result in people leaving to other school districts who have passed referendums and have a better compensation package. So had a lot of conversation with building principals as well as the teachers union. I did touch base with the board president recently as well, and we feel that number one, it's cruddy for us to go out and interview and then turn around and possibly a year lay somebody off. Number two, if we have the ability with class sizes to not replace, class sizes will go up, but we also have more resource, aka money, at the negotiations table to try to get as strong a compensation package as possible going into negotiations in September. What would happen if we don't replace these 2 positions at each of the 2 grade levels? It takes the class size from 19 to 20 kids, and it takes them up to 26 to 27 kids. The teachers are good with that. We've had cabinet discussions. We think it's fiscal responsibility. Plus, not to mention, it would be really cruddy to hire somebody who gave up a job from somewhere else to come here and then turn around and probably have to lay them off. So,
were those both 3rd grade?
one was at 3rd grade and one was at 4th grade.
But they're different elementary schools, right?
Correct. The 3rd grade was at 3 Creeks. The 4th grade was at Oak Hill. And in both of those buildings, we'll have some shifting. Now that there's a vacancy in 4th grade, a 2nd grade teacher wanted that, so that'll slide. And then a 5th grade wanted the 2nd grade position. And then we'll be transferring a 5th grade teacher from 3 Creeks over to Oak Hill. And I think it helps set the stage for more yet to come. But
I think that's a wise approach.
yeah, and again, we go to our guiding principles of shared responsibility, listen to learn, seek to understand, and all the players have been receptive and have worked together, and every conversation has ended, this is the right move.
And having the support of the teachers is imperative.
Yeah.
That's good.
I mean, yeah, is it more work to have more kids in your class? Absolutely, but those are still manageable numbers. And
Yeah, having taught with the higher end of kids in the class, that's still a manageable number. And it's certainly at 4th grade, worries me a little bit with 3rd grade with those meeting standards that they have to meet, but it's still manageable. It's not,
So Principal Naniga is commented exactly how you did. He's contemplating, because we have similar numbers in 4th grade, maybe even shifting a 4th grade teacher down to the 3rd grade.
Yeah.
Do they have aides in those in those classrooms?
We do. We currently have some openings there as well, and we'll be meeting with principals on Tuesday to sort through that. Probably the same concept of not replacing. So that's report number one. In addition to what I talked about with our conversations with the town, we did engage in conversation of how our parks and recreation can team up with our in-house sport teams and perhaps help to sponsor summer camps, how to get our community leagues integrated back into the school and aligned with. So we started those conversations, and we have the parks lady, Cindy, and I will be meeting in September. We felt like that was a good time to open those discussions. And then I updated you about possible facility usage by the park, and so we'll continue to move down that road because you all appear to be receptive to that. And that's the superintendent's report. I do have one other thing. For those that might be viewing this meeting online, we had a board work session regarding the construction projects, and we'll be uploading those onto our website that the community can review. And that's all I got.
All right, thank you. Board member report?
I have one report from being the representative on the NICEX board. Last night we had our board meeting, and there were a lot of things that went on that weren't relevant to the school, to the district here, but there are specific people that have resigned relative to special education. Sharon Diapazzi at Lowell Middle School, she's gone. Travis Molina is gone, and Hannah Gull, professional at Oak Hill, effective August 16th. They're gone. I take that back. Hannah is she's applying for one of the positions. I take that back. So that's basically what just like what we're experiencing here with teachers, they're losing tons of specialized teachers. Crown Point is sucking them up because of the money that they have available to pay for teachers. And as some of our board actions last night, we increased some of the salaries for some of the high-in-scope teachers, and it's affecting everybody. And it's sad, but the reality is, if somebody can gain 5, 10, 15,000 doing the same thing, you can't blame them either. So any effort we can do to attract new teachers, I'm all for it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
We had a meeting today for the Intermediate Center. Fortunately, I was not able to attend in person, but I did call in. We are moving along. We're really getting through some stuff. I think we made it through majority, if not all, of the rocks. And we are now on to pebbles.
In pursuit of sand.
Yes, in pursuit of sand. So yeah, we're moving along, and I think we're making some real progress and headway, and good things are happening. Something that was really exciting at the beginning, and with the failed referendum, there was a lot of conversations and a lot of things that had to be said, and we've now made it past that point and are now moving in the right direction.
Cool.
Something to be really excited about for those kiddos.
Good.
Yeah,
Is that it?
that's it.
Anybody else? Alrighty. Regular business consent items. Number 1, approve the minutes of the meeting held on Thursday, June 22nd, 2023.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion passes. Number 2, approve the payroll and claims.
Make a motion.
I'll second. I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion passes. Personnel. Number 1, approve the personnel report dated Thursday, July 13th, 2023.
I'll make a motion to approve the personnel report.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor by saying aye.
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 All opposed say nay. Motion passes. Number 2, approve 18 additional days beyond the regular teacher contract for Stephen Gazenfeld, Lowell High School construction trade teacher, effective for the 23-24 school year.
Make a motion?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
So Dana and I can kind of tag team this. What this is our construction trades teacher who built the program for this first year, has now partnered with Jim Brooker to build a house. And so this contract encompasses all of the extra work beyond his regular contract to make that house build happen. Is there anything else to?
There's a lot of meetings, a lot of outside the regular duty days where it would be extended, conditions, things like that that come up that would require him to be there longer than a standard teacher day, or to show up over winter breaks, summer breaks, to, in order to, for us to abide by our contract too, of trying to get that house done within a year's time. There's a lot of work, as you know, Nate, to get that done, so
Been
it
very much
requires some
involved in
extra
it,
days.
and I support this 100%.
Do we know where is the house being built at?
It's
Preserve?
not
What
Providence.
was it, preserves?
You said
Preserve,
preserves.
In the preserves, yeah, lot 105. I remember that.
Where's
but we didn't-
preserves?
Preserve, I'm gonna defer to Kevin.
I believe, if we were right, you're going north on Parish, so where Village Green, Sierra Ridge, Heritage Falls, it's over to the east of that.
On Parish?
I believe so. That's feel right, Dana?
Yeah, I think so.
Parish. No, I think.
Parish or you didn't?
I'm sorry,
No,
Clyde.
Klein,
Nichols.
yes,
Clyde and
Klein
Nichols.
and
Oh, okay.
Nichols, yeah.
Clyde and Nichols, thank you.
Yep, it's just north of Timber Springs.
Okay.
Yes.
South of Freedom Park?
Yep,
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, that
I think it's in
yeah.
Gotcha.
Would it make any sense, like with this, the 18 days additional, that's probably just an assumed number, like going forward with this, if we keep doing this, would it make sense to do some kind of like like the extra stipends like we do for clubs or anything like that?
That would have to go through negotiations. We have language in there specifically that says, repeated extended work outside of the day will be paid at, on a daily rate kind of thing, so
If it
we-
goes past
I'm
the
sure
days.
he's-
And this is curriculum related, so it's not extracurricular where it's like a club or anything like this. This
okay.
is truly related to the classroom duties, so that's what kind of makes it different in that regard.
There's tons and
Extended
tons of
contract.
meetings.
Anything else?
We did vet the days and went through and,
Oh, yeah, we did it by hour.
yeah, we did. So-
Plus, I think the other item to note, because Jim Brooker's financing it all, we don't have to develop a board, right? And so if that were to ever change, that would be more time, and so that could all, make a difference in a future contract.
He's wearing the hat of a construction manager and a site manager on this, plus, teaching kids.
Yeah, I
It's
think
definitely warranted. In fact, we'll be on top of this and taking notes and keeping track of the time he does, so that
He should be
maybe
keeping a log.
adjustment, yes.
Along with the meetings, the time he started, the time he ended.
Because I would think he's gonna go over those 18 days, and I just wanna make sure that we're
Hope this
compensating
never
him
go over.
appropriately.
Yeah. He felt good about this, where we landed.
That's the first time, so.
Yeah.
we got the bugs.
Right on. Anything else? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion passes. Business operations, number 1, approve the request for cash change banks to Lowell High School in the amount of $300 for the 23-24 school year for various extracurricular activities, in the amount of $2,000 for the 23-24 school year for various athletic extracurricular activities.
I'll make a motion to approve the cash banks.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion passes. Number 2, approve the lease with Applied Innovations, Grand Rapids, Michigan for copier and printer equipment.
It's a lot of copiers and printers. Am I reading that right?
2 or 3?
Quite a few.
Oh, like 44?
Yeah.
Yes, but it is actually less than what we currently have. We were able to downsize a little bit
Yeah.
and provide color printing across the district for less than what we're paying right now.
Nice,
Does
nice.
that include maintenance and service? and all?
Maintenance, toner, you name it, yeah. Our team really has to do very little with it, so.
Excellent.
Sounds good.
I like it. I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Excited to see some color printing.
But not too much.
Not too much.
Hold on.
That was a big thing.
Take it easy on the bud, every once in a while, the occasional.
Number 3, approve the district treasurer, $500,000, district deputy treasurer, $250,000, district financial service payroll, $150,000, accounts payable clerk, $250,000, public official bonds, and the positional $25,000 bonds for the 23-24 school year.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion passes. Number 1, approve the student fees for the 23-24 school year.
I can take the lead with that. So obviously, you usually get a packet on this where you have elementary, middle school, and high school with a great deal of detail for what we are charging to our parents for textbook rental, fees, and consumables. That, according to your board docs, has been parsed back to 3 different line items. The reason being, we went back to May and we learned from the Department of Education with the past legislation that we cannot charge for curricular resources at the school level in Indiana anymore. That includes books, digital licenses, hardware, and/or resources that are used to deliver instruction in any capacity. So because of that, we do get funding from the state. The estimation, we have not got a finalized amount, is $151.88 per pupil. That is still an estimate. We haven't actually seen what that is. As I shared with the board previously, we are working to ensure that for next school year, we use some of our remaining ESSER 3 funds to compensate so that we're not taking anything away and we have time to really see what the impact of this is, study how much we're actually paying for everything that we provide to our kids for curriculum and instruction. And that's why you only see those 3 items on the board docs with the associated costs with them.
So basically, we're coming to the board to approve the cost of a locker lock, which is grades 6 and 9, and any new student, because the kids will reuse those locks in their PE uniform. And that comes to a grand total for those 6th graders, 9th graders, and new students at $20.51.
Is there, for students whose families can't afford that, do we have a fund, or what is the process for that? Kind of like lunch?
So this all goes to the whole student, we can't charge the fees, that goes into effect this fall, right? Like
Immediately.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright.
So while I can say that we've been looking, like it's a lot easier K through 8 when you don't have such great parity in what my schedule versus what Dana's schedule would look like. So I can tell you that we're working really hard to get it close to that 151.88, but because there's gonna be such variation at the high school level, we're gonna need to see what we actually are charged at the end, and that's what we'll be able to share with the board after the school year begins.
So because the high school level, you've got your specialty courses.
You have some students who take AP courses and CTE courses, very specialized courses that have lots of consumable fees associated with them, very high. And all of them would meet the definition of a curriculum resource. So if that student who has a schedule of $450 versus somebody who has maybe more core content classes that's only $120, it's a big spectrum.
But right now, the way that it's wrote, we have to cover all of those fees at the high school too, so those
K through 12.
CTE, those AP.
There's still, and correct me if I'm wrong to my colleagues over there, with the dual credit, there's some conversation, well, does that fee go to the university or is that paid to the school? And
I was actually asked about this today, so just throwing out all the questions that I was
I'm happy to share it, but there is on the DOE website a published FAQ about curriculum reimbursements that they shared. It's 10, 12 pages of questions, so it's good to kind of review. 7 pages,
Yes,
sorry.
they haven't released the other 5 yet. We're still waiting more information. They say that, we need more information.
Got it, okay.
You think they would have given a higher amount for the high school level, like to just do a blanket random number like that to cover such an extensive?
Saves them money, that's all.
Well,
It was-
There's a lot of
honestly,
schools that
one
don't
fifty-one didn't cover any of our grade levels.
No,
No.
no.
Now that 151 across the whole state of Indiana?
Yes?
It'll actually be, the 151 is the estimate. So in October, we'll file a report with all of our expenditures. As a state, every school district will throw everything into our report and send it down there. That information, I can guarantee you, is going to be informational because it's going to well exceed that amount. We
They're
have
not
100
gonna adjust it.
Right, we have $160 million in the budget statewide to divide that by how many kids that get submitted on this. That's where they came up with the 151.88 with those now numbers over legislation. I think they'll use that information, I hope, in future legislative sessions to increase that funding, to see that it's severely, severely underfunded. Now, on the converse, if there are districts out there that are not as progressive in their curriculum, not as progressive in their technology or their CTE courses that are actually under that amount right now, and they may have fees that are only $100 or $120 in different corners of the state, they're still getting that money. They're making out on this. So there's no leveling out of that. It's equal for all students.
Right. And that does
And
not take in-
regions, what costs up here does not cost the same down there.
It does- No,
I'm on my soapbox.
No, you can't. I think it doesn't take into any complexity either. I think Bobby said, what you were asking too is like whether you are 100% free and reduced population school or 10%, it's 151. One of the other things that kind of is a gut punch is that if you are a charter school, you still have the right to charge parents in addition. So you
They don't
can
play by the same rules.
Yeah, right, so.
It's getting crazy, and they made it a lot easier for kids to go to charter schools now, which takes away more money from us.
So we're not getting 152.
Well, we are, but it,
Somewhere around
It's
there.
not
Yeah.
written in stone yet.
Yeah.
Are you looking for a motion?
Yeah, I can make the
Yes.
I'll
motion to
second.
approve the student fees for 23-24 school year.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion passes. You can charge your $20. We'll take that. Consent items. Are these both donations? All right. Accept a donation from various donors in the amount of $12,690 to help fund the Lowell High School football RDP alumni golf outing.
I'll make a motion to accept the donations.
I'll second.
Are you reading this?
Yeah, I'm gonna read the second one too. Number 2, accept a donation from Casey's Cash for classrooms in an amount of $1.80 to be used for the Lowell Middle School students' needs.
I'll make a motion for both donations.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Is that the amount that we got from the golf outing? Or is that the
I
amount?
believe so.
Or is that, no, the golf outing? Or is
Yeah,
that,
I'm-
or is that the amount it costs to have the golf outing?
No, I would say that would be the amount that they
Yeah,
Received?
received, I'm
Okay.
guessing.
yeah.
That is the amount that we've received from boosters so far from the golf outing
Great.
proceeds. I don't know if that's the total of what their proceeds were, but it's what they're donating at this time to support.
Got it.
You accept all donations.
Yes.
So
And
it's-
in the past, we never had booster donations approved, but I I said to Patty, it's probably really a good idea to get this on the agenda so our board
Run it
knows
through
how
the
much and
books.
our public
And our
knows
public can see,
how
yeah.
much these parents really
So that
support our
amount
program, so.
Is that 12,690, so 12,690 is going to the Lowell High School football team
Mhm.
from the alumni, RDP alumni. The way that it's wrote on there is a little,
Yeah, it is, okay.
yeah, that makes sense.
That brings in a good amount.
Who was my motion and my second?
Nate and Bobby.
I was-
All right. I have a motion and a second. We discussed. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion passes. All right, public comment for non-related agenda items. Nothing? Alrighty, our next board meeting will be Thursday, July 27th.
I will not be here.
So, where will you be?
Mississippi.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
Note the time.